Hey Frank, is there anything anticipatory about games staying relatively close, fourth game on the road, and then LeBron and AD kind of carrying things to a victory? Is there anything about that formula, or is that just kind of how things turn out sometimes with the way that they play?
Well, I think it's in some ways how it turns out. I think we're managing their minutes more early in the game, and willing to extend them a little bit in the fourth quarter. And I think that's why you're seeing us separate in the fourth. But certainly we got to play better than we did tonight, in particular closing that game once we had that lead. But overall, 4-0 in a trip, can't be unhappy about that.
Yeah, Frank, and this may be tricky to answer early in the season, but any reflections on what it's like having a four-game trip in these circumstances versus what you would traditionally, and how you saw that play out in games, if at all?
Yeah, I mean it's definitely a different dynamic being in the same city for as long as we were in San Antonio and now here in Memphis, and it's a different dynamic playing the same team two times in a row, and I just want to credit our guys because it's easy to have a letdown, when you're playing a team that wasn't in the playoffs last year that is missing key guys, and credit the Grizzlies for playing two really hard games, the Spurs as well, but also credit our guys for playing through all that stuff and continue to work to get W's. So it is a little bit different.
Dave?
Brian, kind of following along the same lines of what I asked you pregame, we got word from Allison early on tonight that Nina, your trainer, wasn't going to be with you guys on the bench. And what's it like taking that news real time, disseminating it to your team, and maybe not knowing what the next steps that will follow that come with that will be?
Yeah, that's such is life in the pandemic. They have protocols in place to keep us all safe, and when something's out of place, something like tonight happens, and we all just got to have a roll with it type of mindset. The good news is Nina has cleared protocols and will be able to travel back with us tonight. So, like I said, it's just part of life in the pandemic. Is there's going to be people, staff, players, coaches, whatever, at any time, pulled from their responsibilities, and we just have to have a next man up type of mindset.
Hey Frank, just LeBron's fadeaway shots, spin away shots at the end there. I think certain maybe metrics tell us that maybe it's not an efficient shot, but when LeBron takes them, how much confidence do you feel in those situations that it's going to find a way in?
I have a lot of confidence in LeBron James in the fourth quarter. I don't really know any other way to say that. I trust him. We coach him to make the right reads and feel the game out and point out things that may be there that I'm sure he's seeing, but just to make sure he's seeing, and that's why he's great. He finds a way to make those elite superhero types of plays. Our focus is on making sure that we don't need those superhero types of plays, to close games out. But sometimes you do, and it's great to know that he can rise to the occasion the way he did.
More, Dan?
Right, kind of not really a basketball question, but there's a ton going on in the world right now. Obviously, a runoff election in Georgia, the police officers in the Blake shooting not being charged. I'm just curious. LeBron has his hands in so many of these different things. Do you ever marvel at his ability to compartmentalize and perform when obviously, there's a ton of stuff that he's interested in that's going on elsewhere in the world?
Yeah, of course. He's obviously one of the most impressive people I've ever been around, and I think what you just alluded to is one of the ways that makes him special. His ability to compartmentalize, but also to have an interest and a care factor, in those other types of things going on in the world, and to be able to have his mind on some of those things and still perform the way he does. Part of what makes him special.
Last one, Jordan Richard.
Hey Frank, can you just talk about the group defensively on the last couple of possessions? You know, you went small ball with Anthony Davis, and also you had Wes Matthews. You know, just talk about how they performed defensively just with that small group.
Yeah, well, aside from the last 30 seconds or so, which was a little chaotic, that we have to do a better job of. I thought the last 4 or 5 minutes or so, where we were small, that's a formula we've had where, you basically have three, tough-minded perimeter smalls out there with LeBron and AD, and that's been a very difficult lineup combination for teams to beat for a lot of different reasons. The offensive space. And then the defensive mobility that we have. A lot of times last year was, Rondo, Alex, KCP in those types of roles. So it's just a formula that is difficult for teams to beat, and, one of the reasons why we're able to win tonight.